My sweet girlfriend.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Wild Raven Tarot. I am joined today by Linda de Gonzalez. How are you, Linda?
I'm just great. Thanks, Bobby. Thank you so
Oh no, I think I kicked her. Sorry, I'm using the
much.
the actual. Yeah, I had to unplug everything right now. Linda saw me go, "Oh shit," because everything started going wrong on my table. Um, So,
Yes, I
what's
can
happening today? Well, I'm glad you asked. Today, we are doing past life readings. And what that means is Linda will be accessing the Akashic Records to provide insight into past lives for us. I am going to use my tarot cards to give insight into past lives for us. I'll be using two of my favorite decks today, the Santa Muerte Tarot, and I will be using my True Black Tarot. Any black deck I love to use, any deck that has black coloring, not dark and evil. It helps me pull images from the void. So that is why I like using those. Let's say hi to people. I see chat is jumping already, and we just started. Wow, we've got a lot of people. We are simulcasting on 2 channels, everybody. So we've got Red Dragon. Hello.
Oh, that's Kim. She got a gold star. Well, she got the sweet flower for being first in chat. I decided to stop giving out gold stars and just give out the sweet flower because they're prettier and they're more meaningful
Awesome.
to me
Angela
anyway.
Hunter. Speaking of Hunter, on my show on Monday, I do a segment called Epithets, and I look into the different names of different gods, different aspects. And this Monday, we are doing Ma Kali. So if you are
Oh,
interested in finding out about Kali, here is the time and place to do it.
okay.
Hunter is going to be coming on. Hunter Salazar is his name. Look up his channel. It's beautiful. So we've got Mangled Unicorn.
Maureen, you need to type in hashtag past life, all one word. No, do you have a banner, Bobby?
No, we actually, I will
Okay, so
make
it's
one.
hashtag past life. Um, oh, you're not on my channel. I was going to say, because I pinned a comment on my
I got
channel.
it.
There you go. Thank you, Venus. That's exactly. Uh,
Yeah,
and
it
and
was like 30 seconds before we started. I was like, oh crap. the bad, everything.
yeah.
You guys, I'm telling you, I forgot everything. I came straight from the gym. So that's right. Bobby's working out. Ooh.
Okay, so it's hashtag past life, no spaces. Doesn't matter if it's uppercase or lowercase, but no spaces. Hashtag past life.
There we
And we'll just. Are we just going to give people what we get about past lives, or do they get to ask a question?
I was going to ask you, are you open to questions? Otherwise, what they need to know. Um,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
when we call your name, if you have a question, we'll call a few people in advance to give you time to put your questions in. But if you
But
don't,
otherwise, it'll just be whatever luck of the draw, the spin of
that's
the
right.
wheel, the luck of the draw. Yes.
Kristen Louise, Tarot. It used to be Kristen Louise Tarot. Now it's nine worlds, I believe. Hold on,
Oh,
let me go
Diane, I'm
up.
always so happy to see you. Thank you for coming. Hang on.
I can't.
Diane.
I had to unplug my mouse, you guys.
Okay, that's
And
that's desperation.
I'm screwing everything up.
That's really extreme is when you have to restart your mouse.
Yeah. You ain't kidding. So yeah, we had Kristen. Mangled Unicorn, Fabled Witch, Witchy Best Friend. What's up, boo boo? And of course, my lovely Maru. Maruta is the best mod on YouTube, you guys. She amazes me. Usually she
Hershey's
knows what I'm going to ask before I ask it. It's awesome. Hershey's
Hershey's
here.
here.
Angela, Sonia,
Meg Unicorn. Hi, Jacqueline. Julianne,
Maureen.
Audra. Hi, Audra.
Everybody's entering for their readings. That's
Yep,
awesome.
that's what it looks like. Hashtag past life, all one word, no spaces.
Emily is here. What up, boo? Booted
Oh, and
Willow.
Joanne Miranda.
Tammy. So many people. I love it. Yes. Nirvana. What a great name.
Yeah, isn't
Some
that
of the
great?
names crack me up. Like, I still love Shenanigans. That name is awesome.
Oh, and she's a wonderful person.
I know. That's one of my favorite names.
Yeah, me
Cat.
too.
Awesome. Rooted Willow. I think I said hi, but if not, hello. Millie.
Hi, Millie.
Faye of the Forest. Holy guacamole, we got a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Floyd's Universe.
Oh,
Another.
hi, Josh.
Okay. And Diane.
Nivra, yeah.
Okay. Venus, that is a beautiful, beautiful name. And not just because I work with the Greek pantheon, Greek and Roman. Roman, hello. Dude, yes, I love everybody. Thank you for joining us. And of course, Hershey, every night. Hershey's one of the last people I say goodnight to. And the reason is because every night she posts something about goodnight, my lovelies, and sends everybody off to sleep with a smile. At least I do. So thank you for that, Hershey. You're awesome. I think, and people are going to be trickling in. If I didn't say hi to you, I apologize. Hey, Mary. So, for those who have never seen your show or who have been hiding, oh, wait. Joan Miranda! I have to say it like that. It's my favorite name. Play is here. Can you tell everyone what the Akashic Records are, please?
Okay. The Akashic Records are the record of everything that ever was or ever will be. And it's not just sentient beings, and it's not just this galaxy or this universe. Although I have to say, I haven't tried to get into any other universes because, like, there's lots of stuff that's interesting to me here. I mean, just of my own personal investigations, not the work I do online. So rocks are in the Akashic Records. Houses are in the Akashic Records. I did a reading for okay, so if you're going to read a building or a construction, if it belongs to somebody, you have to get that person's consent to read on the construction, on that thing, okay? If it's like a national monument or something that's public, then you don't. So I did a reading for my friend's house, and it was a really interesting kind of consciousness and awareness to get into. So yeah, you can read on houses, you can read on buildings, you can read on government buildings because they're owned by the people. If that, or bridges, as long as you have the consent or it's public, then you can read on it.
Let me give you my opinion on that.
What?
Yeah, if it's outside and hey, Wanda, if it's outside and I see it, it's fair game. That.
I have a really different
inside
take on
somebody's house, no. Yeah, we have different viewpoints. It doesn't mean either of us are wrong or right. It's just a
no. It's just that to me, consent is really important, and that house is owned by somebody, or that thing is owned by somebody, then I have to get there. I won't read children for that reason. I won't read children even if
Oh,
their
I don't read
parents ask.
children at all. Well,
No,
that's not true.
no.
After they're like 14, I'll be okay with it. But
Yeah,
as
yeah,
little ones,
yeah. No, no,
if their
no.
parents are in the life, then yes, I have. Like
Maybe,
we've got
maybe.
some kids that go to our coven.
Yeah,
Um, we've got a lot of kids that go to our coven, actually. If
yeah.
their parents asked me to read for them, I would. Like I know some of them. I gave them a tarot deck for Christmas, the Christmas one. So
Oh,
I know they're in the life. But yeah,
I
if
gave my granddaughter an oracle deck, the fairy oracle.
oh, I love that one.
Yes, I'm just waiting until she's 18 so I can start, with tarot and do some
So
other stuff.
everybody knows that I'm of two Bobbies. One Bobby is very spiritual, very focused on the gods, very dedicated. The other Bobby likes Marvel tarot cards. Okay, so everybody knows that I'm a
I
balance,
don't
good
see
at that.
that to me, that's not so much of a dichotomy. It's a balance. It's
It
like
is
there's two, yeah,
well,
yeah,
much like Cosmic Orphan, I follow the Hermetic principles and it deals with duality, balance, polarity. So that's very, very important to me. That's
yeah,
why my lord, my lady rule
yeah.
my life.
Yin yang, yeah. On, off, 1, 0. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Binary. Um, so what I would like to do, since everybody has got enough in, let me check how many people we have in. Holy guacamole, we got a lot of people in. Okay. You ready to go ahead and start, dear?
I would like to read I'd like to open the records first.
Oh, absolutely.
Sorry, I've got my hand like this because she's got one foot on my hand and the other foot on my shoulder, and I'm trying to persuade her to pick one. But okay, we'll see. Okay, 3 deep breaths, everyone, in through your nose, hold it for a couple of beats, and then out through your mouth. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We open ourselves to the light, and with the light to our highest truth and our soul's purpose, we call upon the Akashic Records masters, guardians of the records, and beings of light who serve the divine plan in truth and clarity to guide us to our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And we ask the Akashic Records masters to assist us in accessing the records to receive exactly what is needed for the highest truth, the highest timeline, and the greatest good for all. And with this said, this group, consisting of the people here now, those who will join us later, and those who will watch the replay, is given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. And I'll read that silently. The records are now open. Remind me to close them.
Awesome. Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Ouch! Wanda, no bites.
Yeah, when Cersei and Arya get a little playful. They shred my hands. They're cats. So, you ready to try a name, you
Yep.
guys? Ooh. The hashtag, once again, is hashtag past life. We are approaching this from 2 angles, you guys. So, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens, what comes up, what answers we get. Did I answer your question about the Akashic Records? Like, I can't remember. We got sort of in the weeds there.
It's okay. So, we've got first on our list, Spiritual Garden. Spirit, let me know if you actually have a question or if you would just like to see the message that is most important for your development right now, okay? So that is our first winner. I'm going to draw 2 more. Same thing. Put your questions in capitals with emojis so my blind ass will see them. Maru! Woo! I love reading from Maru. I really do. She's been on my show 420 a couple times where we get liminal. We put ourselves in liminal spaces and access Venus. Hey,
If you,
Venus.
yes, of course.
Okay.
So, Bobby, if
Yeah.
we do this again, make me your co-host, and I'll worry about catching the questions in the
Oh,
chat.
what a good
Okay.
idea. Okay. All right. So let me take this off. Now, Venus.
Yeah, Hershey, I remember that. That was pretty epic. Yeah, that was really epic.
All right. Did I miss any questions?
Oh, Madame Maru's here. She's got a question. It's just there's hers.
Okay.
Well, you got to know the answer is yes, but okay. And Spiritual Garden, did we get a
Past
question
life
from?
with any tarot tubers? That is a great question, Maru.
Yeah.
Spiritual Garden doesn't have one?
Well, Spiritual Garden just wants you to spin. Just spin, she says.
Awesome.
Yay, good for you. And Venus, what's most important? She wants to know, or they, I should say. I shouldn't assume gender. Lynn, it's hashtag past lives. Take out the question mark.
All right.
Sorry, I'm taking over you.
Past. Honey, you are here with me. I don't give a shit. I mean, I don't care. You're in Bobby's house now. Take your shoes off, have a drink, and let's get.
You think I wear shoes in my house? Oh my God. You're so lucky that I'm like, wearing glasses.
Okay.
I just poured a half a cup of tea on my dress just before we started. Oh my God. You want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Why don't you go first? Because it's going to take me a moment to shuffle. I will embiggen
you. Spiritual Garden. Spiritual Garden, you just wanted a spin, and that is absolutely so in keeping with the trust that you have in the universe. It's a beautiful thing to see. That's just what I see. Okay, that's not the Akashic Records. I'm just telling you that from talking to your guides and hearing what my guides have to say. So I'm seeing a beach with a really beautiful ocean. Okay, it's got to be Mediterranean. This is Mediterranean, and it's like a lot of the countries around the Mediterranean, dusty and sandy, and people are wearing robes. So they're wearing robes and sandals. So pretty much any time before about probably the 5th century or so, even after that in some areas. So that's as close as I can get right now. I don't see any other clues as to time. So there's rocky hills behind the beach, and the rocky hills have a village in them, like sort of in there. There's not enough land to really cultivate, so people have goats and chickens, and they um, uh, and whatever they get from the ocean. Further inland, there's good farming land, but it's too far to go and work all day and then come back. So it's feels like it would probably be like 3 miles, 2 miles, 3 miles, something like that. Like it would take an hour to walk. And so some people do. There's, I think, 2 families. There's a few people who do. There's like maybe 150 or 200 people in that village. I don't see any cars. I don't see anything other than donkeys dragging carts or pulling carts, not dragging. There's a very kind of there's a pier that and docks that some fishing boats are your in the lifetime that I'm looking. I'm just getting a look at you now. You look about 10 years old, and you're a little girl, and your job, you're going down to the docks to get some fish, and you're going down to the docks to meet your father, who's coming in on his boat with the fish. That's what it is. And this is the time of year when there's a particular kind of fish that is in the area. And so everybody is getting that. And so there are buyers from the city to buy it, to bring to the city, because it's a delicacy. So you guys, you're the very, there's very little money in that village. I mean, clearly, but there are buyers there to buy that particular fish. And so you're going to have a little bit of money. And so everybody's really happy about that. And after it's all over, there's going to be a big village festival and everything. And it's a highlight of the year, is this fish run thing, whatever the fish are. I don't know what they are. Is it a herring run? I don't know. Do herring run in the Mediterranean? Because this is undoubtedly the Mediterranean. The houses are white. They look like those postcards of Greece, with the white houses and the blue or green shutters and trim and stuff like that. It's very pretty. I mean, it looks really nice, and it's very well maintained. Like people take real pride. There's little, flower beds and stuff in front of the houses. People take real pride in it, in their homes and in their town. Oh, okay. So what's happening is that the main, what do you call it? The main school is not where it's supposed to be, is not where in the area where it usually is. And a couple of the fishermen have gone looking for where this school of fish might be, and they can't find it. So there's a few stragglers of the school so some people have, some of the fishermen got some of that particular kind of fish, but for most fishermen, and there's about 15 boats or so, 15 or 20 boats. Yeah, not a good haul. And so everybody's praying. Oh, Everybody's down at the docks and they're all really unhappy. And here comes your mother, and she's worried, and your dad is worried, and there's some younger kids, your brothers and sisters, and they don't really understand what's going on, but you do. You get it. So they just decide they're going to go out again the next day and send more scouts out, like to try to locate the school of whatever, a school of fish. But for some reason, that particular year, long story short, they never catch the main school. They never find it. So they get a small amount of what, a very small percentage of what they usually haul in. And so everybody is scared and sad and angry. And there's lots of prayers and lots of cursing and lots of drinking, which, you know, it's kind of counterproductive if you're broke. Why would you? Well, but anyway. Um, yeah. Uh, yeah. I, your father and mother um, stay up really late after the kids have gone to bed, after the little ones have gone to bed, and they think you're asleep, but you're listening, and you can hear them discussing what the alternatives are for the coming year, because they did not get the money that they thought they would from this fish harvest. So this is about a week after the opening, like after going down to the docks and having the ships come in the first time. This is about a week later, and your father and mother are talking about what to do. And um, and your mother decides she's going to make cheese from the goat's milk, because you have 5 or 6 goats. And she decides that she's going to um, make cheese. She's going to butcher the male goat so they'll have meat. They'll smoke it and dry it, and she's going to, with the goat milk, she's going to make cheese, and she's going to go into the market. There's a market town not far away. She's going to go into the market town every week to sell her cheese. And between that and whatever else they've planned, I hear your mother talking about it. Between that and whatever else they've got planned, they think they'll be just fine. And so the whole house relaxes. The whole, you know, you're able to fall asleep. You know that your parents will look after you, that this is not the end. Okay, so this is really interesting, Spiritual Garden, because this is partly where you get your faith, your optimism. I got big chills. Holy shit. This is partly where you get your rock solid faith that things will turn out, the optimism that you have, the willingness to look at things that you don't expect, your willingness to accept things that you don't expect, you know, and to see it for the assistance that it is, instead of going, you know, like that guy that goes, but God, I called on you for help. And God says, I sent you a canoe. I sent you a helicopter. Why didn't you get on it? You know, that old joke. Yeah. So like that, you don't have any expectations about how your assistance should arrive. And that's a rare quality, Spiritual Garden. And it gives you a big advantage. It gives you a big advantage over people who think there's only one way that this can happen, and that's God saves me, and I can only have it, God save me this way. Meanwhile, you know, rescue missions are sent over, like that's just dumb, right? But you don't do that. You are open, absolutely open, and wide open to your spiritual inspirations that are coming to you. That's a lovely thing. That's a lovely thing. And the faith that you have, the trust that you have in the universe, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I hope that helps you. It was a very, very quick cool life. Not what I would call a
I'm gonna,
vacation life, but close to it.
hold on one sec. I'm gonna let my cat in real quick. She's sitting here screaming. So talk
Yeah,
first moment.
yeah. Sure, that's fine. Ha 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 ha.
Yes, Mom.
Oh, darn, I'm frozen.
Okay, there you are. Now,
Oh,
hey, boo. So, here's what I got for you. Where Linda tells you what was, I tell you the inner journey that you had, the details that colored the life. Linda's providing the frame, I provide the color type situation. At least that's how I'm viewing it. I don't access the records in the same way that Linda does. So,
no, but he still accesses the records.
yes, I do, but not in the same fashion. So
Just the
anybody that's
whole,
trying to compare the two of us, it doesn't work like that.
yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, it
All right.
doesn't.
So here's what I got for you. I know you died very young. Um, when you first said about a child by the sea, I have. I'll just tell you the cards while I'm pulling them. I have the reverse page of swords underneath the 10 of swords. And what I'm getting from this and what I'm feeling is the grief of you dying young. It was an accident, what I'm seeing. I think you
Sweet girl.
were very religious and spiritual, not religious. You were tied to the earth. Um, you understood, or you had questions, not understanding. You had questions. You had so many questions, but didn't live long enough to answer them. And I think the fact that you passed so young affected the lives that followed. I think that somebody around you was very much tied to matters of spirit, and you were planning on following the family footsteps, so to speak. Never got the chance. Um, your frame of mind, you were so focused on this one person because the rest of your family did not. Well, bottom line is they didn't like another mouth to feed. This is not something that was hidden from you. And in spite of that, you still, or maybe because of that, you had so many questions about life, about what was, what made the sun come up, how was this? If it was God, how did God make? Did he have big strings? You needed to connect everything in this past life, and that has bled into other lives. You're a seeker, plain and simple. You had a heroic frame of mind. You wanted to be there for other people, even though the people you loved didn't pay you any attention. You had secrets, and you wanted to explore. You just never got the chance. What you were passionate about, justice. You had a sense of fairness from an early age, and that's why I'm getting the feeling that this person that had such a profound effect on you, who taught you how to think. They didn't teach you what to think. They were in the process of teaching you how to think. the people you came from, your stock, cared more about controlling things. It was a harsh life at that time. So practical matters took the forefront in everything. I think if you had lived in that past life, you would have become a force of light and you would have been unstoppable. And I'm saying this because I've got cards laid out telling a story like I'm doing a past life reading for a client. I have this card. It's the reverse judgment card from the True Black Tarot. So it came out like this. I think even as a child, you held yourself back because you didn't want to offend the adults because you were smarter than them. You looked at life in a different way. I think you learned how people were, how they acted as a matter of survival, which is something that people still do to this day. Empaths are born out of necessity. I think you were a very powerful empath. And I think the fact that you had such ties to the universe in that life, it is carried over. Before I go on, I'm going to explain my views on past lives so that you have an idea of where I come from. To this day, practical. I haven't had a vacation in over 40 years. Grrr! You need a vacation.
Oh,
Right?
that's not balanced. That's not
Yeah,
balanced spiritual
that is
garden.
not. I think the drive that from your past is carrying over into your present. But I view
Yeah.
each person as a drop of water or a drop of flame, a spark of flame.
Mm.
After we pass, that drop of water goes back into the well. And when we're reborn, another drop is taken out. It's not the same drop. We're not the same person. We also have a mix of everything that came before us and every other person that was dropped into that well. That's why we feel a connection to people. At least this is how I view things. I think you had the capability, even as a youngster, to change minds, change people. You did not have a comfortable life. Bad memories, died young. But the woman who, oh, it was a woman. The woman who made such an impact wasn't your mother, it was an aunt who knew how your family treated you and did what she could, but it wasn't much. She tried to instill a sense of balance in you. And I don't think that this is Christian faith that we're talking about here. I think that this predates that maybe. I think this is. Did you say Mediterranean?
Yeah.
You think
I
that?
felt Greece, but I could be wrong.
No, you're not. I think she was very tied to the gods of that time, and her prayers helped define you. what I have for you here is your spirit then, and the thread that ties you to now, even though you were beaten as a child, because they didn't have social services back then, all right?
In some cultures, the fathers had the power of life and death over their children until they were 14.
Yes. This, she tried to help you get away, but it wasn't fast enough. It just didn't happen. You just plain died young. There's really not much to tell about the life I'm seeing other than the sense of justice and the sense of balance and the sense of taking care of people. That's a big thing. I think that the sense of protecting others was instilled in you in that life. I think that what I'm feeling here is you have the power to make people remember who they are. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but that's what I have for you, boo-boo. To review, although you died young and came from a rough family at a rough time, you were instilled with a sense of justice and fairness and protectiveness. You would have been a great protector, maybe a guardian, a guide, a spirit, somebody who was involved with the temples. You would have had standing and social status, and I think you knew that. I think these are the thoughts that this woman was trying to instill in you. And I think the sense of you'll be back in another life was something you were aware of. That sense of, well, maybe next time. But that is what I have for you, Spirit. So thank you for letting me read for you today. Mediterranean, huh? Interesting. You know, I've read for a lot of people, and I've never come across anybody in a reading who I've said Mediterranean for.
Really?
Yes, I've done all the
It
Asian
comes with all
countries.
really, isn't that interesting?
Pretty,
I
yeah.
get lots of Mediterranean and Aboriginal, like Australian Aboriginal
I get Native
and
American.
North American. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, let me catch up on chat real
The
fast.
occasional Buddhist monk, like Tibet or Nepal or whatever. No, Play Love Remember, Wanda isn't better. She's got avian virus, and that's incurable. So she's just uh
That's awful.
yeah.
But at least she has you to love her, right? It's very little consolation, I know. Yes, I
No,
have
it's
not
great
always been a
consolation.
caregiver. My husband has serious issues with his kidneys and liver, and he has chronic fatigue syndrome, and he's been bedridden 80% of the time for the past 3 years, 4 years. That's been really bad. So that's why this channel isn't solely for spreading the word to people or helping people. It is a way to help myself. This is something for me to focus on.
Yeah,
Yes. What are
I
you
get that.
doing, young lady? Get out of there. I knew she was my Cersei. Uh, I
Thank you, Play
appreciate
Love
that.
Remember.
All right. So next up on our playlist, we have Maru. Maruta.
Oh,
All right.
Jacqueline.
I appreciate everybody saying that. It's not a burden, and I refuse to look at it that way. I've earned the right to take care of that grumpy motherfucker. I I will take care of him. I don't need you to come in and take care of it. That is my right.
Yeah.
I've earned the right.
Kirsta 23, we don't actually have a list. It's the giveaway tool that we're using tonight. And if you type in hashtag past life, just like it says on the screen, when Bobby brings up the giveaway tool for the next round of readings, you'll be included in that round. If you weren't included in that first round, you'll be included in this one. Okay, so that way it doesn't matter how late people come in, you'll always be included in the next round. I mean, if there is one, until we end this, right? Obviously. So
we're going to try to get through as many people as we can. I am in no rush to go anywhere, and Linda's not either.
Well, except maybe the bathroom later.
Yeah, I'm going to go grab a soda pop, actually, or some apple juice I should get, not soda pop. So if you want to go first.
We're reading Maruta?
Maruta.
Okay.
Get out of there.
Oh, Maruta. Okay, so this is interesting. I see a dog sled, but I don't think you're Inuit. I don't think you're living in northern Canada or Alaska, but you're in a dog sled. And I don't think so, because the trees are like way too huge to be anything in that circumpolar area. Okay. So I don't know where the hell this is. Oh, maybe it could be Russia. It could be Russia. It could be. Yeah, I think it's Russia. Anyway, dog sled. Skin clothes. Following, you're Sami. You're following herds of reindeer. Oh, sorry, a herd of you have a herd of reindeer. Your family, and I think 2 other families. I think 3 families together. You have a herd of reindeer that is yours, and you follow it along its migration path, and the tame. They're tame, but they still migrate because it's an instinct that's that powerful, I guess. They still migrate, but they're tame, and sometimes they let you ride. You're another little girl, a little girl in this lifetime. You look about maybe 8. And your dad puts you on the back of a big reindeer. Okay, so some of the sleds are pulled by reindeer and some are pulled by dogs. Whoa, okay. I've never seen that before. I can't tell you where that is in time, okay? Unless I see some kind of like reference, like what vehicles people have and the kinds of clothes they're wearing and the kind of buildings there are. That's how I get a clue as to what time it is, because the masters don't tell me. Most of the time they don't even tell me like where we are. I'll get a feeling and that's it. But this is Northern Europe. This is not Russia. This is Sami country. It's a hard life, but it's a good life. People are kind to each other. There is alcohol, but there's a cultural thing where somebody who gets really drunk is not exactly shunned, but the community as a whole makes its disapproval known. There's no problem with having a few drinks and getting buzzed and, you know, telling jokes and dancing and stuff like that. But someone who gets really blackout drunk and angry, they get told. They get told by the rest of the community. It's not acceptable behavior to be like that. It's not acceptable behavior to be angry at someone and yell and threaten and do any of that kind of stuff, because survival, right? Everybody depends on each other for survival, and you can't afford that kind of stuff. You can't afford those kinds of emotions when your survival depends on everybody cooperating together. That's so cool. You learned some really important lessons in that lifetime. It was very tough, but it was also in a lot of ways very it was a very good lifetime, you know. Uh, people were kind, people supported each other, people helped each other. You learned the meaning of community. You learned the meaning of you hear people saying it takes a village to raise a child. Well, and they're just thinking about it from the point of view, who have I got to help me raise this kid? Well, the thing about the village is that before you get to ask for the help, you have been giving it for years. You've been bringing your leftovers, or you've been cooking extra for, the old man next door, and bringing it over. And you've been babysitting other people's kids, and you've been whipping up a set of curtains for the neighbor across the street. Like, you've been contributing to that village for years. And then when it's your time to withdraw, the village gathers together and gives to you. You can't just sit there and go wham, wham, wham. See, you learned that. You learned that lesson of reciprocity. What are some other lessons that Maruta learned?
She wants to also know if she had any past lives with any YouTube tribal members.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm sorry, Maruta. I totally forgot about your question.
That means that was
Well,
important,
yeah.
what you just said. That needed to be heard.
Yeah. Maruta, yeah, of course the answer is yeah. We're all part of of a greater soul family. Like, we all have, 10 to 40 people that we rotate around our lives, like parents, children, grandchildren, teachers, neighbors, extended family, that kind of thing, aunts and uncles. And but there's a greater family. I have a shared past life with Allie, with Diana, with Viviani, and Valerie, and Gerald and I have many past lives together. It was way cooler than Clan of the Cave Bear. Way cooler than Clan of the Cave Bear, Iron Fire Horse. Madam Maru says she was drawn to Sami culture. It's nice to know why. Yes, it's an interesting culture. Even today, it's an interesting culture. And I'm struck by the fact that in what I saw of you in that lifetime, your hair was white blonde. So that's why I kept saying you're not eating meat, because you look absolutely European. Now, YouTubers that you've had a past life with. I think, Maruta, I'm hearing that you and Gerald and I had one for sure past life together, and I'm seeing part of another, but that might just be you and Gerald. I'm seeing sometimes it's hard for me to see the spirit and connect it with a person on this side. But I know Gerald really well, so it's easy for me to recognize him. Um, there, if let me put it to you this way, okay? I'm having trouble putting the soul image that I see together with a person that I know. But you've Diana Bowles, and someone else, but there's several of them. There are several of them. You'll have to. Do you know what? You know what I suggest you do is figure out who you have the most resonance with. Um, I think Allie is in there too, and just come back and ask specifically, do I share any past lives with Allie or with so and so? Because seriously, when you really resonate with someone, that is a huge signal, a huge green flag. This is not a red flag; it's a green flag. A huge green flag that you share a soul connection together. You know, so so come back and ask like tomorrow on tomorrow's show with Diane, because right now I can't see exactly who those people are. I have an I mean, I see Gerald because I know him, but I'm uncertain as to the others. So you like, yeah, Diana, yeah, I know, and Diana's been around with a whole bunch of us, right? Like Diana's a real central figure in a whole bunch of us light workers past lives. That was that's part of her mission. Yeah, that's what I have for you. Yes, of course you have past lives with some of us.
Yeah, that's a given. Let me just start off by saying that
Yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
that was kind of an unfair
You wouldn't be
question.
here otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, so
because the answer is yes.
here's what I have for you about that though. Um, 8, 9 that I'm counting. Um, but that's
Nine
a big
people,
net.
really?
YouTube 9. We're all drawn to this tribe for a reason.
Yeah,
There are
yeah,
no accidents in my life. I know that. Everything that
yeah,
has happened because the gods have been setting up something else. One domino leads to the next domino, leads to the next domino, which leads all the way back to the first domino. Um, the oracle deck I'm using has people on it, and there's 7, but one of the cards has 2 people on it, and I'm getting that this is somebody who you've had a falling out with in this life recently, who you cut out. So whoever it was, that person was just as much of a dick in that life as they were in this one, basically. Um,
yeah. It usually takes a few lifetimes for dicks to stop.
yeah. So you are an agent of change. You bring change
Mm.
just by being there. That is Phoenix energy, my dear. I have a phoenix tattooed on my chest because I have phoenix energy. if you're in my life, you're either going to succeed or you're going to flop, and there is no in between. You're either going to this or that. And the people in my life are succeeding just as I am succeeding by being in theirs. I believe that the more connections we make with those souls that we're tied to is another battery in our pack, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. We make each other stronger.
Yeah,
Um,
we do. Absolutely.
the
Absolutely.
in the Earth
It's
realm,
easy.
I see the Death card and the Nine of Pentacles. Both of these, to me, the Nine of Pentacles reversed. You carry things over from life to life in a grand fashion. There is no small thing with you. Okay. You do things big. That explorer energy that you have, that need to discover things, that need to understand what you discover, has been with you for a very long time. This is nothing new. Um, you have been both caretaker and child, father and child, mother and child, but you've always been the explorer, the one who looks to new things. You've always been that explorer, but that doesn't always mean you've been responsible. It's okay to be flaky. We live some lives with the intention of being flaky. We need to learn how to cut loose and have fun. I think that you've used up your free passes, though. I think the time has come to start doing the temperance thing. You know, the temperance card, how you go through the process of alchemy to bring everything together. I think that's what this life is about for you. It's time to ascend to your next level. It's time to understand who you are now by looking back through the past and accepting it. Accepting that sometimes we're the hero and sometimes we're the fool. You're usually the hero, but those times, when I say the fool, I mean the breathing period, the resting period, the period before you go, okay, back to it. You know, the Summerlands where we rest before we go forward. I think it's this life is where you get your shit straightened out, basically. Okay. I don't see this as being your final life. I do see this as being a training life before you can go on to the next level. This one specifically, this is boot camp, bitch. This is it. This is where you learn everything you need for the next step of your evolution. And I'm not talking life to life. This is a big evolution that I'm seeing. Gear up, baby. All right. You know this already. You're already aware of this, aren't you, Maru? I'm using a couple different decks. The Three of Wands has shown up a few times. This is saying your explorer mentality. It's time to organize it. Think Aries energy. All right. Have you that book you've always wanted to write throughout your lives, plural, write it. I don't think you've been able in any life, you're so focused on other people to care about yourself, to bring balance. You did that shit because I'm sorry, you guys, I cuss, I know, but when I get in that liminal space, it's gonna happen. You've always done things because you had to survive. Now you need to break that chain. Yes, you're doing things now because you have to survive, but this is a cyclical loop you've been caught in. All right. I think you need to write. You have Chiron and Aries. Okay. You're meant to. You need to write that book, girlfriend. I'm telling you, if you've considered writing something, I know you have an interest in connecting with the people around you. That's why you have a channel. That's why you come on my channel. That's why you come on other people's channels. Your words will have an effect, baby doll. It's time you become the hero you were meant to be. That doesn't mean that you've always. Hold on. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, you've just never been able to do you. All right, you've always been doing for somebody else. And you've always kept yourself hidden. You've always become what you had to be in this life and every other. That's the common thread. You're a caretaker yourself, dear. But on a grander scale, on a bigger scale, a leader, a voice, a decision maker. You are on the precipice of something. You were born in the night archetype. All right. I'm sorry. You need to stop focusing on everybody else and focus on yourself, because until you do that, you're not going to be able to resolve any of your past lives. I think that the victory you should have has always been kept from you in your past lives. I don't know if you've ever had a problem with it now, but the life I'm looking at and connecting with here, you did have a drinking problem. Very argumentative woman. Oh, a woman again. You had that every problem can be solved with a big stick mentality. That doesn't mean you haven't always had a spiritual side to you. It just means that you always tried to beat your side into everybody else. You were more of a pushy type person, emperor reverse type energy. Not surprising. Your father and ex-husband, as well as boyfriends, have been alcoholics. We're drawn to what we are or what we have been. Welcome back, my love. So, you've always been incredibly intelligent, though, babe. But I think that fear is what caused that sense of drinking in your former lives. A fear of not living up to expectations. Oh, hold on. I got to bring Linda back. There she is. Fire, water. Yeah. So the message you're meant to learn in this life from your past lives: watch your back. Don't be so trusting. Don't be so open. Don't try to force your words down other people's throats. Find your own way. It won't be the direction other people are going in. If the people you're rolling with aren't going in the same direction you are going, get off the train and get on a different one. Okay. I think yeah. So do you see how our readings are different? Linda tells you what was. I tell you the thread, the inner struggle type thing. I hope you guys are okay with my type of readings. It never has been. You're a born girl. Yeah. All right. So that's what I have for you, my dear. The lesson you need to learn is find your own path. Stop trying to carry the world on your shoulders for everybody else around you. All your past lives have one thread in common. You've always been worried. Worry has taken the lead in all your past lives, and you worry because you're smart, and that gives you other things to worry about. Hold on. There she is again. Planning on sticking around this time, Toots?
This happened 4 times in this afternoon's Akashic Adventures. I was booted 4 times. Diana was booted twice. I have absolutely no explanation for it because I have brand new connections to internet and a brand new modem. I just got
Maybe you
it like
just
2
need
weeks
to
ago.
restart the whole shebang. Shut the internet off and unplug it for 10 seconds and then plug the whole thing back on
I did
when
that.
you
I
get a
did that
chance.
during Akashic Adventures, and it didn't
Oh,
make
well,
a
then you're
damn bit of
screwed.
difference. I know. I'm totally cooked. Totally cooked.
So
Oh,
Maru,
Leah
the
thinks it's
answer,
not interference.
yeah, the answer to the question you asked, has there been other people? Yes. But see, just by your question alone, you're so focused on other people. No. Bad,
Yeah.
Maru. Bad. You need to not worry how your actions will be received by other people and just do. Okay. That's what I have for you, my dear. Thank you for letting me read for you. Venus is going to be next. And I think she changed her question. Hold on. Yes, she did. And she wants to know. Pleiadian.
Oh, Pleiadian. Okay, so Venus, I'll do my best, but I got to tell you, I am not as fluent in the
Mm.
extraterrestrial lives as other readers
Myself
are.
either. So we're gonna do our best,
Yeah,
but I
we're just
have an
going to do our
idea.
awkward best with this, okay? And
As
thank you for
Ginger Face, yeah, as Ginger Face says, I got the tingles, so I'm not concerned.
yeah, but that's because you're so hot.
You're so rotten. Private joke, you guys. I'm sorry.
I always said that's because I'm so hot. So thank your lucky stars I didn't say that, right?
You're so hot. All
Okay,
right.
so your past life is a Pleiadian. Like I said, this is going to be awkward and incomplete. I'm just warning you ahead of time. You've had you weren't just a Pleiadian, you know, you were Arcturan, and I see something about Andromeda too. So like, everybody wants to focus on the Pleiadians because they're like so beautiful. Okay, they are smoking hot, and so oh yeah, me too. I
See,
was
I
like
didn't
that.
even know that.
No, they're beautiful. They're tall and gorgeous, and they're sort of like what we think elves would look like, only with more weight on them, because elves are built like this, you know. But
Uh,
but yeah, they're tall and blonde and blue-eyed and gorgeous, and some have blue skin and some have green skin. And um, when I was a Pleiadian, I was when I was a Pleiadian, I was short and I was green. Just my luck, right? Um,
all right. So she says, whatever comes up.
no, no, I'll do the Pleiadian. I'm just letting you know that there's more to you than Pleiadian, to more to your extraterrestrial experience than
Yeah.
Pleiadian. That's all.
Right.
In case you didn't know, I'm just letting you know. And I'm postmenopausally hot. Let's hear it for the crones. Yay, crones. Oh, so Venus now, she says she changed it. She wants to know just a past life of what I need to know. You know, if you come back tomorrow, when Diane G will be reading with me tomorrow and into the ether. She
I'm so
is plugged
excited for
right
that.
into that. I know. She's plugged right into the galactic stuff. Okay. So ask
Speaking
again
of,
tomorrow.
Viviani's not here yet. I wanted to invite her, but
Yeah, you
Diane G.
should.
Diane G, look
Yeah.
for my email in the description box. I am officially inviting you for Behind the Cards.
Yeah.
So contact me through email and we will hook something up. Okay.
Yeah.
Julianne, also, who is in the crowd, is going to be on Behind the Cards. Linda was just on Behind the Cards. And
Yeah.
for those who don't know, Behind the Cards is an interview segment that I do based on the fool's journey, where I find out about a person's life path. So if you would like to see the one I did with Linda, please
Yeah.
Google it
Linda
and
comes
see
up
what
with
comes up.
some real some real bloopers. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I got to tell you, I didn't think I was terrified. I thought it was going to be really awful, but you know, it wasn't. It was really interesting. You asked questions that I like, whoa, okay. Very cool.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So you want a past life that is it's okay. Angela, I'll tell Diane. I'm going to see her tomorrow. I'll tell her to make sure. Okay. Okay. So Venus. Venus, do you have some do you feel yourself drawn to shamanism? Because I'm seeing a past life in North America as a medicine woman, shaman, medicine woman. Yeah, you know, uh, it's interesting how many tribes did it. A shaman was the shaman was usually was male and would be doing the chanting and
Drumming.
the drumming and the dancing outside the tent or the hogan or the whatever, while the medicine woman was inside delivering the babies or administering the salves and the ointments and the teas and the whatever to the people who were sick. So that was Um, not every tribe did that. Not every culture did that, but that was a very common kind of division of thingy. That doesn't mean that women never became shaman, because they occasionally did. The Inuit sometimes had female shaman, and they were considered even more magical because they were, at least for the Inuit, they were considered even more magical because they were women and shaman. Um, so if somebody tells you women never became shaman, that's not true.
It's bullshit.
It happened, not very often, but it did happen. Um, uh, and so you are teaching. There's forest. It's not plains. There's forest. Um, not northern forests. I don't see a lot of pine trees, although there are some. They're mostly like, I don't know, the trees with the round crowns. Like I don't know what they are. Uh, Oak, I think, and maple, and cottonwood. There's some pine too, but not a lot. So I think it's further south. Um, you teach the young girls. You teach the young women about uh, basic first aid, how to set a bone. Everybody in the tribe knows how to set a bone. Um, broken arms and broken legs. Um, you you teach them about their own bodies, about their cycles. You teach them um, about childbirth, about pregnancy. One of them, two of them are your kind of apprentices, and they help you because you're the village midwife, right? But you're an excellent midwife. You're an excellent midwife. Nearly everybody survives, which is amazing. Um, you have a between you and the shaman, the special uses for damn near every single plant in your area. You know when to plant for the gardens, for the crops that you grow. You know you're growing the three sisters, the beans, corn, and squash, and you know how to manage all of that. And the shaman blesses the fields, like what sings and does magic over the fields, and you just walk and you walk the fields. You don't do the same kind of magic he does at all. Um, It's a nice life. It's before European contact, so nobody knows anything about any plagues yet. Uh, you're, um, I mean, people die from there's conflicts with neighboring peoples, and so people die from that and get infections and so on. But it's like. Uh, I don't mean to diminish the grief or the sorrow, but it's like a part of life. It's accepted as part of life. It's not something terrible that happened to you personally. It's just, the sun rises, the sun sets. People live, people die. And you have a wonderful influence on these young women. It's a really nice tribe. It's a really nice culture. I mean, everybody, it's a quite a role, like the roles are very gendered, but there is room to move. Like there are women who go hunting and who go on the war parties with the raiding parties with the men, and they're accepted. And it's whether it's not usual, but it does happen, and it's accepted when it does. Yeah. So you you still carry with you, your soul has carried forward uh, that working with herbs. and teaching younger people, and using salves and ointments, and working with the cycles of nature.
It's funny.
Yep, that's what I have for you, Venus. I hope that had some meaning for you.
Lovely. So, hey, boo. Um, that when I finally start doing merchandise, I'm gonna have one that says "Hey, boo" on it, a cup. The Speaking of, Bobby's trying to hit 500. I've only got like 30 more people to go, so be sure you like and subscribe.
Oh,
Yeah.
all you people on my channel, go subscribe to Bobby. Okay, go subscribe to Bobby.
Thank you very much.
You're
So
very welcome.
what I noticed on this spread is that it starts, I told you I'm using several decks. It starts and
Yeah.
ends with the Three of Swords. Balance is an issue for you. You didn't have it in the past. This life, you're finding that balance again. The struggle is real, though. I think what Linda was saying, I'm going to co-sign on that, but I'm going to change the region a little bit, at least in the life I'm seeing. I'm seeing either Mayan or Aztec. But there's
Ooh,
definite, I believe it's Aztec. So la cultura. Um,
what's la cultura?
cultura is
Oh,
culture.
cultura. Oh,
Cultura.
cultura. Sorry. I thought I
Cultura.
heard pultura. Is that like some weird drink?
No. Yeah, and yeah, you were a keeper of lore, knowledge. A powerful
Yeah.
woman. The Queen of Swords is here. So what I'm seeing here is that you were a decision maker, but you were the surgeon also. You were skilled in lore. You, and I'm going to say it later on in the spread, so I'm going to say it now. You were responsible for the next gen. You passed your knowledge on, and you were able to do that. So, props. The problem is that you were solely committed to that life, being so involved with taking care of everybody else, making decisions. You forgot to live. Okay. And I don't
Ah,
think at that point women, if you were in a position of power, you kept it, you maintained at it, and you worked at it. So I don't think you had the opportunity to run in the fields with the daisies. Like, no, it wasn't about that. You had shit to do and you did it. Um, that Queen of Swords isn't just power. I'm seeing surgery. I'm seeing knives and blades. Not actually, it would have been obsidian or
yeah, obsidian.
was it obsidian at that era? Something dark. This would have been to cut out things, not just physically but spiritually. Um, I have a card called Blinded by the Light, which is saying exactly what I had said. You just got so focused on your role that you didn't have anything else. Your sole responsibility was taking care of the people you were told to take care of and to care for the people you cared for. and that meant your tribe, your society, your sect. You were somebody who brought the thunder. You knew where to aim. You're precise in your thinking. I keep going back to, and if you ever see me doing this, biting my finger like that during a reading, so reach through the screen and slap me. That's a bad habit I got into 30 years ago watching Sylvia Brown doing that. Yeah. So it's a bad habit I'm trying to break. But when I get so deep in the zone, it pops out. Your passion at that point was for power, but you were never going to reach past a certain point. You were a good person, but that wasn't good enough. There were gender roles. There were a lot going on. You were never going to advance past a certain point in that life. And I think that all of your accomplishments were negated by that one thought in your head. You loved somebody specific. I thought it was just power that you were in love with, but both decks, they have the King of Swords in reverse. This would have been somebody who made promises to you. Like maybe co-ruler type thing, but that wasn't going to happen. Okay. The spiritual thread that ties everything together from that life to this and every life in between is getting past the thought that yours is the best way, that yours is the only way.
That's a hard lesson for all of us to learn.
Yeah, it is. But you're learning it. My last stack over here, which is the spirit stack, has the Nine of Swords in reverse, which I view as freedom from those nightmares and that anxiety. So if we're talking lifetime long working here, you're getting close to the end of your run here, doll. You're getting close to the point where you won't have to be reincarnated again if you don't want to be. I think the lessons you need or needed to learn, you're getting a grip on. You're admitting that your way is not the only way. You've been, hold on.
Venus said that she's an elder caregiver now. So am I, Venus. I'm my own caregiver.
Awesome.
Good.
That Nine of Swords in reverse tells me where is it? Oh, I'm on the wrong camera. There it is. Now, it's traumatic with the little bunny on the sword, but you're learning that yours is not the only way, and sometimes trying to force an issue or shove things down somebody's throat brings nothing but pain and anxiety. And the last 2 cards I have for you, I told you it started with the 3 of Swords and it ended with the 3 of Swords. I view the 3 of Swords as a balance card. The 2, 3, and 4 of Swords are Libra cards. So all the 3 of Swords says is you need to find balance. If it were reverse, I would say you're fucking losing your shit. But what I'm seeing here is the need and acceptance for balance. And the last oracle card I have for you is called Seize the Day. You know what you have to do and you're doing it. So be proud of yourself and lean into it. Being self-employed.
Oh, good one. Put that up, Bobby. That's a good comment.
Yeah, being self-employed, man, you only want to do things your way. I know I do that too. I'm self-employed. But now that I work, hold on. Ooh, chat jumped. I can't wait for my new computer to get here next week. But now that you work along with others, you're seeing we all do things different ways. Exactly. If tarot has taught us nothing, at least for those who do tarot, they're all the same tools, but we all apply them differently and read them differently. Everybody has a different viewpoint. That's why I do behind the cards. Everybody has a story, and I want to know the stories. What is the common thread in everybody's existence? And if you're a seeker like that too, babe, props. So that's what I have for you. Thank you for letting me read for you.
Leah made a good comment. She says, we are not our jobs, but we can be how good we do them. Yeah.
I know.
I love that.
I'm lucky. I have friends like Joey Potts, the Vale Cottage Witch, and Selena, Essence of the Moon, Moon Sarah, Ramon. These are my dear friends who are closest to me, and they make sure we all make sure we don't lose ourselves in what we do. You know, we stay grounded, and I've got friends who will grab me by the ear. You know, yeah. So I appreciate all my friends. Let's see what Chad says here. All right, we're gonna pick another round.
Okay. So that was that was our last one of this round.
Yeah. For those who do not know, StreamYard is expensive. So any tips received during the show go to maintaining our channels. We appreciate you guys. Tips are not mandatory, obviously. No. But they are greatly appreciated. So yes, put that down. Just like a tarot reader, I'm going to shuffle the cards automatically. All right, here we go, everybody. We're drawing 3 peoples. So get your questions ready.
Okay, I'm going to have to teach you how to get music.
I know. Iron Fire Horse. Are you in the house, Iron?
Are you sharing? You're not sharing your screen, or maybe it's me. I'm not seeing it.
It's you. Yep, I'm up.
It's you. Yep. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah, it probably is me.
Okay. Yeah, it is a rad name.
Oh, yeah, it is a rad name. Oh, thank you, Marby.
I'm hearing an echo.
Thank you so much. An echo. From me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Iron is here. Yeah, you've got a really bad echo.
Yeah, you've got a really bad echo. Okay, I'll get out and I'll come back, okay?
Okay. Poor Linda. And back and forth. Rooted Willow, are you still in his house? Let me see. Signify by saying, yep. Okay, girl. It wasn't just me. Whew, scared me. Rooted is here. All right. Now, our third name. Thank you, Venus. I'm sure she would love that. All right. So, our third name for today on this round. Come on, Selena. Aaron O'Nugent. Aaron O'Nugent. Okay, so Aaron, iron. Okay, so I said Willow. Where did? Sorry, you guys. Aaron, you're here, right? Yep, there you are. Okay. And fire, I saw. Iron Fire Horse. Okay. If you guys have questions, put them up. But the way I read is I'm going to look into certain lives that were directly related to this life and find the common thread. It's just what I do. If I see other things, bonus, but it's just how my gift works. Hey, Delphi. I love that name. We're going to switch decks. This one's hot, so we're going old school. Okay, no problem. Poor Linda. Yeah, I got my new Chromebook coming. I probably shouldn't announce that. Somebody's stalking my house out and take my computer. I don't think they can, though, the way I look out the window for the UPS guy. Hot deck coming through. It's true. When I've overused a deck and it needs to be cleared, it's like it's saying, nope, I'm good. There it is. Okay, we're good. You're going to the orthopedic doctor tomorrow about your rotten knee. You're super nervous. Just need hopefully get your Baker's cystises. Do you guys like watching Dr. Pimple Popper? She's connecting still. There she is. Hello.
What a painful experience that was.
I'm so sorry.
I was wondering if it was the same issue with Google Cloud from last week.
Could be. I'll say we're reading for Iron Fire
How far
Horse.
did we get?
We haven't. I was still shuffling. That's the thing
Okay,
about
Iron
tarot.
Fire Horse.
She can jump into it. I need to shuffle.
I'm sorry, I have my phone was out, everything was out. Can you tell
No.
me where we're reading for Iron Fire Horse? Have you read
Reading for
already?
Iron Fire. I have not read yet. I was still shuffling. So there is no question.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
so.
Okay. Iron fire. You want me to go first?
Sure, go ahead. Ladies first.
Indigenous lives. And the lives, you have very few sort of European kind of urban lives.
Uh-oh. Where does she go? She's not going to be happy. I didn't do that. I didn't touch the screen. She's going to be cranky. Sorry, Linda. She was saying that it did that when she was backstage with Viviani, that it just totally kicked her. I'm wondering if it's actually her pooter, her computer, her pooter. Poof, she's gone. Exactly. So I'll go ahead and start then. So I'm using 3 decks for you, like I have been all night long. The first thing, we're starting off the spread with the 10 of Wands in reverse. So some people read this as finding healing and putting your burden down. I'm reading it as not being able to put your burden down. This is a lesson you're carrying with you. You got work to do. Normally, I don't like to use the word soul contracts. But I'm really seeing unfinished business. And the only way I'm seeing what I'm seeing, honestly, is if you intentionally... Hold on. I'm not going to say any more until I see what the last card is. Whoa. Okay. Look at that. I say the UPS man and he appears outside my door. How awesome is that? I wonder if she's realized she's not on air. Okay. So, Iron, here's what I have for you, boo-boo. Yeah, they have really been giving Linda crapola. So if everybody could send Linda's internet system a quick healing vibe, that'd be awesome. So I'm starting with the 10 of Wands, and we're ending with the Santa Muerte card, which is death. So what I'm getting from this is, ready? The lesson you're meant to learn, the possibility is there for healing. The thing about the Santa Muerte card is that she's pregnant with possibility, okay? And she's right side up. What I'm getting from this, thank you, Maru. What I'm getting from this is you've got another cycle coming. You're almost to the point of healing, but you're still can't find the balance. The life I'm seeing for you here is one of a servant. European, 12th century-ish. You were not somebody who was learned. So we're talking peasant, basically. If I don't even know if they were called that at that time. Linda's the history buff. What I'm seeing, though, is a wildness, a feralness. You carried a sense of injustice with you, which tells me that you were probably conflict was probably around you, war. And that's how you died, actually. Battle. You lived for battle. And you died for it. You weren't what I'd call a great thinker. In the air realm, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. This is Gemini energy gone wrong. This is an inability to work well with others on a one-on-one level. I think you had big dreams of conquer and conquest. The pillage, you're good at your job, let's put it that way. Warrior. Oh, I thought you said Ramon. It was Roman. The two names get to me. I've never read and had a warrior pop out like this. You were good at your job. You had spoils. You lived well, which is conflict to what I'm seeing over here. Constantly defending what was yours. And that included your ego. Travel played a big role for you. But it wasn't what you wanted. Not in the way you wanted. It would have been nice to see something you didn't have to spill blood for. I hear a beep in my ear. That must be Linda. I pray to the internet gods, please keep Linda in the room with us so that she may impart her wisdom.
Do not know what the actual fuck is going on. Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't, and I had my eyes closed, so it wasn't until I opened them that I saw that damn blank
I
screen.
knew you
So
didn't
can
see
somebody
it.
please tell me? I
I
had
knew
no
you didn't see
clue.
it
I was
because if you go
brooding,
back and
and I had no
watch, you
idea.
see me say, I wonder if she knows she's off air. I didn't think you did.
I didn't know. So I don't know what was the last thing I said. Do you remember?
But I'm ass deep in the reading, so we're gonna do a split reading here. I'm gonna finish this off and then hand it back over to you.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
So to fill you in, conquering vibe, 12th-ish century, warrior, good at their job, pillaging, lived for battle, died for battle. Okay. And you're all caught up. You did have a large family to take care of. And when I say
Madam
large,
Maru said I had started. Okay.
yeah, We basically heard so, and that was it. Um, you had a family you
Okay.
did
So,
care about,
okay. So
but
who, me? No.
no, not you. I'm reading for Iron. Um,
Oh, good. We're still on Iron Horse. Okay.
yeah. Um, you did have a tribe you cared about. I don't want to say family, tribe. Um, you died of illness, and you got sick and still fought, dumbass. Um, but I guess you're not really given much of an opportunity to take a sick day when you're a warrior. Point is, you went into battle ill, and you didn't survive it. My question was, how did you die in that life? So we had the 10 of Cups, which is happy ending, doing what you love best, which was battle. And then we've got this bad boy, which has a coffin on it. This is the Four of Swords. We're being very literal with the image I'm seeing here. You died doing what you love. The last card on that row is the Seven of Wands in reverse. So this is the energy of Sagittarius, which is healing. There's no healing. You didn't heal. Fade to black. And in the last row, we have
Jesus, Bob.
oh my gosh, you were gonna say what I was about to say, Valhalla. Yes, I'm seeing warrior vibe. That is exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know the time frames of the war. What kind of battle would have been going on around that era? But this is definitely a long ass time ago. 12th century is what I keep going back to. But it might do you good to know that you were avenged. So the person who failed you did not make it either. The lesson that carried through for you that you need to learn what carried through is that life is fleeting. Seize the day. That fear of not finishing things. Can you mute yourself for me while we do this, Linda? Because your echo is back. There we go. You're learning how to communicate with others better. That is the main goal. The main thing you need to learn that is carried through is loving life, communicating with life, not just walking through it. All right. So that is the lesson I have for you. That is the common thread. I have an echo too. Son of a bitch. Okay, you can come back. I'm going to go out and I'll be back. I hand you over now to Linda.
Okay, I am now finally unmuted 4 seconds after I push the button. Oh, there goes Bobby. Okay. First of all, the StreamYard issues that we had uh, 10 days ago or so, or a week, no, 5 days ago, last week, that was actually Google Cloud Services. It wasn't StreamYard, and it was affecting YouTube too. Anyway, so it's not all StreamYard's fault. And my problems could just be as easily, I don't know what they are, but they could just as easily be my provider and not StreamYard. So I'm not willing to point the finger at StreamYard just yet. Now, Iron Fire Horse, I'm just going to give you a synopsis of the life that I saw for you. It was in Peru. I first saw you on a very narrow mountain path. Well, okay, maybe this wide, a very narrow mountain path, really high up in the mountains, with a pack animal, which I think might have been a llama, sorry, but maybe not, because I can't tell my llamas from my alpacas from my guaranas, whatever they are. Anyway, and so you go from village to village along. You have a route that you follow. Your animal, your pack animal, is piled high with stuff, and you trade between the villages. You start in a larger town, okay, like a town in the valley, and you buy a bunch of stuff. You bring it up to the villages, things like pins and needles and things that they can't get otherwise, metal, like knives, pots, all of that kind of stuff that they can't easily get or make themselves. And you travel that path between 6 or 8 villages. It takes maybe a month and then you end up in another middling town that you go down into the valley to get, and you travel this back and forth all the time, including in the winters, and you often have to stay in a village until the weather clears. But the thing that I found out that just brought me to tears, Iron Fire Horse, is that you were in a state of bliss, because you were in a state of joy the whole time that you were doing this, because you knew, you learned, you made friends with, you communicated with the spirits of the mountain. Every mountain had its own spirit, and the spirits were showing you, sharing all kinds of knowledge with you, showing you the plants for different diseases. So you were, as you traveled from village to village trading, you were also telling stories, bringing news, all of that kind of thing. But you were also a healer. So, so you were able to bring people. A lot of, a lot. I mean, aside from what they needed, you brought them news and stories, and you brought them healing too. But it was just amazing to me, the joy that you felt, and the deep communion that you had with the spirits of the mountains. Just the trust that you had in them, and the trust that they had in you, and they'd just come and talk to you and say, see this plant is good for gout, we make a tea out of it. Yeah. And so that whole lifetime was spent in joy, in bliss. I won't call it a vacation lifetime, because it was difficult. It was physically difficult at that elevation, because that was really, really high. Like the altitude was really high, and it was physically difficult. You couldn't ride the animal because it was already so packed up with your goods that it would have been impossible for the animal to carry you, the llama or whatever it was. So there. What a beautiful, joyful life. And you just really deeply fulfilling for you. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and Iron Firehorse says, I still love walking the mountains. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was making me cry. And it was at the point it was making me cry that I opened my eyes and found out I was, boing, gone.
Good night, Selena.
Good night, Selena. Oh,
See you Thursday.
So yeah, beautiful, beautiful life of service and deep connection, soul connection. Absolutely stupendous life. But I would say it's probably one of the most spiritual lives I've ever read.
You done, girl?
I'm done.
Okay.
You can unembiggen me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Gerald has got me saying that word every time in begin.
It's the perfect word. I mean, come on.
It really is. All right. So, who were you in the past? You were a farmer. The life I'm seeing. Somebody who knew the value of the land. Very lucky with your crops. So the fact that you had crops tells me it was after a certain point. What? You understood the magic of the moon. No more, Mama. There's no more. I gave my cat a little bit of donut, and now she's all up on me. Yes, I know I shouldn't be giving my cat donut, but a little bit for her to share is okay.
Hey, I share donuts with Wanda.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. Who are we reading for? Good night, Donna Marie.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Rooted Willow. I apologize.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was
that's
reading
okay.
it. I automatically jumped into it.
No. Go ahead. I just need to know so I can start tuning in.
Yes. So you understood the cycles of life, the cycles of nature as somebody who farmed the land. Nobody asked for your opinion. Lay down. Fire. You did lose your child in a fire. Which you never recovered from. I know, right? Lay down, Ari. I know she's going to knock my water over. Hold on. Sip, everybody.
Good idea.
Eventually, you just gave up and relegated yourself to being in the house without joy. No wife, no mate, I should say. No children. After that, your wife died also. You lived. Oh, that's a real comforting thought. You were alone. You died alone. The legacy that you thought you would have didn't happen. Nope. Down. Ari. All the way. Thank you. I love it when she I tell her no, get down, and she'll like stick her head out and like, nope, not far enough. You knew that you had lost your reason for everything, so you just literally gave up. You became the hermits. I love this deck. It is the classic mythic tarot, my mama's deck. You wrestled with your own demons inside, and they won. Depression. You gave up on any type of spirituality in the life I'm seeing. You turned your back on the joys of life. Now, you had in this life the ability to make magic with the land. You didn't just feed yourself, you fed others. There was people close by, your tribe. And when you gave up, you gave up on your tribe too. And I think that is the lesson you're dealing with now in this life. The lesson that carried through from everything is responsibility outside of yourself. And I say that because I have the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of working well with others. This is a card of growth and expansion. You realize that, oh no, water on my deck. You have knowledge now. You're starting to connect with your past lives, aren't you, dear? I don't know if it's intentional, if you're dreaming, or if you're using tarot, or what your medium is. But you need to lean into that. Your spirit guides are helping you access information in new ways. I'm looking at chat real quick, you guys. The last card I have for you is the Chariot card. Now, this is Cancer. Yes, it's movement. It's going forward on an emotional level, but it's Cancer energy also. It's controlling your more wild nature, your blackness, getting a hold on depression. I think that allowing some form of bleakness to take over your life has been a challenge for you, let's say. I This card falls right next to the Magician card. This is about manifesting something. I think in this life, you're meant to get control of your shit, your darker nature. Lean into it, own it, understand it, because you've always shied away from it. I don't know who that is, Crystal, but I hope it's good. Um, you are a medium, intuitive reader, amongst other things. Yes, I think your practice is undergoing a shift. I think you're accessing information in newer ways, which is what it's supposed to be. Is going to feel super weird. Yeah, it's like trying on a new pair of glasses. Do you know what I did the first time I tried on a pair of glasses? Ooh, we got egg. Um, what happened was I got my glasses from the store and I told my husband, pull the car around up front. I'm coming out with my new glasses, and I walked out. But I wasn't used to wearing glasses yet, so I got 5 feet out the door and just went boom, face down on the ground. I planted it. That's what it's going to be like for you accessing this new information. It's just going to take some getting used to before you fall on your face. That's all. I'm excited for you. And I'm handing you over to Linda. So thank you.
So Willow, this isn't a new path that you're treading. This path of mediumship and connection to spirit, because I see you. I see 3 past lives that are related to this. One is as a monk, wearing a Buddhist monk wearing a saffron robe, and I see mountains in the distance. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say northern India, or potentially Western China, and a simple life, but a very joyful life again for you. Another sorry. Again, another life, in an indigenous life. I believe this one is in South America, though. A shaman, again, who is deeply, deeply connected to the land and the spirits of the land, and who communicates with them effectively. The land tells him where the animals are when the tribe needs to hunt. The land tells you when it's time to plant. Not just the land, but the stars, the sky, the moon, all of those together come into your consciousness, and tell you to tell the people, okay, it's time to plant.
Hold on, I forgot to unbegin you.
Oh, I didn't even notice. See, this is okay. So, and a third life. And this life is in Northern Europe somewhere. It's a coastal town, so France, Northern Spain, possibly Belgium or the Netherlands. That coast, anyway, the coast across from Great Britain. And you live on the edge of a village, a stone village. It's very pretty, okay, but it's very kind of rocky and sort of desolate. And 18th century, 19th century, something like that, just looking at what people are wearing. But there's no motor vehicles. It's all horse-drawn or oxen-drawn carts and carriages. And you're the village midwife healer. But you have prophetic dreams that you have to be really careful about telling people, because it wasn't that long ago that there was people just don't trust you when you see stuff like that, and you've heard stories about what can happen to a person.
We're the witch.
Yeah, exactly. So although it wasn't in your lifetime, and it wasn't in the lifetime of anyone who's still alive around you, but it's still a memory, okay? There's still stories that are being told about it. So you have to be really careful, and you mostly don't say anything to anybody about the dreams that you have. You'll say something. I see you talking to your daughter. I don't see your husband anywhere. Maybe he's dead or gone or something. I don't know. Because I'm not focused on him. I want to see about this dream. I see you telling your daughter not to let her son, who looks about 6 years old, not to let her son play near the stream because it's springtime and floods can happen in an hour, which is true. This is a fact in that place. That's an absolute fact. And so she pays more attention to him. And when when the bank gives way, he's like in safety. He's nowhere near it because in your dream, you saw him on the bank trying to fish in this rushing water and the bank giving way and him drowning. So you warned her and you saved your grandson. But you can't tell her that, I mean, not even your family, you can't tell them you saw this in a dream. You had that learning instilled in you at a very young age by your own mother, who said, you can come and tell me your dreams, but you can't tell anybody else. They'll do bad things to you, and I'll help you and I'll keep you safe and I'll never, yeah. So that's what happened there. So this is not new to you, Rooted Willow, for just so you know, you've done this before and you know how your soul carries the knowledge. So you trust your soul knowledge, trust your soul to know the path. This is, it may feel super weird, but your soul knows the way, and just trust that you will be fine. You still have prophetic dreams. Well, yeah. And let me know if you ever see me winning the lottery, okay? Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, that's what I see for you. It's okay, Bobby. I'm done.
Okay, awesome.
You can disembiggen.
Disembiggen. Okay. So we have one more reading left. Did I read for Willow?
Yes, you did.
Thank you, Wanda.
That time, you read first and I read second.
Oh, that's right.
And
we went okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
our last reading, because I'm gonna have to go take care of my hubby, is going to be for Aaron O'Nugent.
Ooh, Aaron.
Let me see. I don't believe Aaron had a question. Honestly, the way I work, you're probably just better going with message anyway. So, one moment.
Okay. Oh, you want to go first for this one?
No. If you're ready, by all means, please go. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, Ramon's here. I didn't know. Hi, Ramon.
I know. I saw him sneak in.
I saw somebody say hi to him. That's how I knew. Where are we? Aaron. Aaron, when are you going to admit that you have some very strong clairs? And I want to say clairvoyant. You see things and you know things, but you're not sure about it. You're not sure about it. And so you go, oh, it's just my imagination, or, oh, I must have heard a story. No. Start developing, start believing, start believing. Really, for your development to take place, you need to believe that what's happening is actually happening. And it is happening. I'm here to tell you it is happening. So let's take a look at a past life for you. That's just one light worker to another giving you a boot in the ass because you need it, because you really should be. Yeah, you can do it. Thanks, Wanda. She coughs sympathetically with me every time. Isn't that hilarious? Oh, God.
My little Aria is right next to me, purring away.
Yeah, it's not your imagination, and yeah, yeah. Ah, hmm. Bobby, you should make Sharon Sipe a moderator on your channel.
Okay.
You can't believe she isn't. Honestly, I thought she was the universal mod.
I remember.
So,
Hold
Aaron, I'm seeing you in what I think is Ireland. I I I know the country a little bit. I've been there a couple of times and traveled around it, and it feels so Irish to me what I'm looking at. Um, you're wearing a long dress, and so I'm guessing anywhere up to like 1930. Let me see if I can get some more clues. And you're standing in front of a cottage, a traditional, 3-room Irish cottage. Um, there's a barn in the back with 2 cows, which means you're well off. Um, although everybody in the family is barefoot, but it's summertime, so they would be. I'm guessing this might be like possibly as late as 1910, 19 before World War I for sure. But I mean, my goodness, I don't think that would have changed in 200 years, that scene that I'm seeing. Oh, so there aren't any children around you. You're a woman in this lifetime, okay, Aaron? Um, there aren't any children around you. It's a source of great grief for you and your husband. Um, and you're at the time that I'm seeing you, you're in your 40s, so you both have come to accept that there will not be children in your life. Now, what you have done, the two of you, is you have taken nieces and nephews in with you when there was like 12 kids and not enough food, from your brothers and sisters. Um, so you've had as many as 4 or 5 kids in the house at the same time, but they weren't yours, and it made you happy to have them there. But in a way, it made you sad.
Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. I'll wait for her this time. Allow me to take this opportunity to sing and dance. No, to let everybody know that on Thursday night I do a show with Ramon Moon Scarab and Selena Essence of the Moon. This week, Ramon will be out, and he will be his spot will be filled this week by Heather, formerly Indigo Jaguar. I believe. Who I did not see in chat. I cannot remember her current channel name, and she's going to kill me. I just get messed up with it. Oh, but this gives me a chance to go back and look and see who's going down. Oh, Sharon, you're live now. Big hugs. Okay. It's not really fun to. You guys, I really appreciate everybody. I'm going back through chat, and some of you guys are cracking me up. Now, every time I see this emoji. I think Gerald's in the room. Did I miss him? Okay, no. Poor Linda. I wonder how long it's going to take her this time. All right. So while she's gone, what I'm going to do is do a quick reading for the entire room just to kill some time. This is not a past life reading. This is simply a 3-card draw to kill time till my lovely co-host comes back. And I'm using my Darkwood Tarot, who Sasha Graham was just on my channel with Chris Butler. Check it out. We did readings together, did a little tarot talk. The first card I drew is the 7 of Pentacles. The second card is the Ace of Wands, and the third card is the 2 of Pentacles. So when I'm saying this, for everybody, this is a general reading. Yeah, okay. The 3-card. There's a lot of consideration about going forward. A lot of people analyzing their lives right now. That 7 of Pentacles is ruled by Virgo. So there's a lot of internal self-searching. Think hermit energy, okay? We love that energy. We love to look inside and face the things that we didn't want to face, because now we have that Ace of Wands bringing the fire. There seems to be a collective fuse that has been lit, I've noticed lately. A lot of judgment cards showing up in readings when I do online readings. That's a call to action. That's the fires of transformation. And the third card I have is the reverse 2 of Pentacles. Now, I know a lot of people read this as being out of balance. See, that's it right here. It's kind of a haunted tree, like from the Wizard of Oz. I don't read it like that. I read it. Oh, she's back. Hold on. Is she? Yeah, there you go. Hold on one second, Linda. While you were gone, I started doing a quick 3-card spread.
No, that's fine.
Just to kill time. That 2 of Pentacles isn't just about juggling things. It's about personality. It's about how we view ourselves. And I think a lot of us are finally taking that mask off of who we were before we're moving forward in life. I was just doing a general reading for the whole room. So killing time as you were.
I
Como chingas! All right. I'm going to go ahead and start your reading, Miss Nugent. No, I'm going to give her another shot. This is my lovely Linda. It's not her. Poor baby. Her computer. I wonder if it's Dumbledore? I'm going to tell her you said that. Oh, I know, Cody. She's got to be pissed. Poor baby. I hope this doesn't affect her mood for the rest of the night. Poor Viviani, too. She said the 2 of them were having trouble earlier. There she is, Linda. Oh, no! She's in chat. Oh, I'm doing the Pez head again. Damn it. I've got bifocals, so I can only see if I do that, but I'm really trying to break the habit. Yeah, it's a StreamYard thing. It is. Bad storm? Ouch. No. I don't want to giggle, but it's here. I'll pull an oracle card. She'll appreciate this. I'm going to use the Rebel deck real quick. And the card I draw for the crowd is that's good. It's believe what you see. Flip it over. It says, face reality or live in fucking la la land. Choose bravely. I love this deck. And if you didn't see the show that I did with Selena and Ramon last week on called It's Not Me, It's the Deck. Watching, it's okay, Linda, take your time, boo. We're here. Watching Ramon cuss just was what my soul needed. It was the cutest thing because he looked so sheepish every time he did it. He never does that. Hello. Breath in, breath out. Yeah,
I'm so glad you can laugh about this. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
You were saying what before you left? Yeah, I was telling everybody how we just did a show with the Dirty Deck, me and Ramon and Selena, and watching Ramon cuss was exactly what my soul needed to go forward in life because he's such a pure spirit.
Hilarious. It was hilarious. And that last, like just as you were closing and you hear Ramon say, bye, bitches.
I forgot about that. That's true. She said it and she did it. Bye, bitches. Okay. Yes, it was hilarious. That is not something that Ramon or Selena do. That's a Bobby thing. Bobby cusses like a drunken sailor that he's been underneath before. So I'm going to go ahead and start your reading. And if Linda joins us, she'll join us, which I'm sure she will. Poor baby girl. I'm going to start calling her Houdini. Hey, Opal, how you doing? All right, in the Earth realm, who were you? You were a warrior. No, you were somebody who died as a result of war. I'm going to use the words that I use. Your pad was torched when battle occurred, and you died. You didn't survive the fire. You didn't have much. You didn't have anything to give. Except there seems to be a lot of this war. I have the King of Swords in reverse. Now, this is somebody who is angry, somebody who fights, somebody who you weren't just a warrior. You were what today would be called special ops. You were a scout. Is that what they used to be called? I know, I see you, Linda. She's you were responsible for finding and seeing either a tracker or a scout or both. love was not something that was part of your life in this lifetime. You had sex, you had passion, but you did not have love. Um, hey, Jamie, how you doing, love? We're doing past lives. Um, you also had a tortured self-image. You didn't sleep well. The scars of battle weighed heavily on you. I mean, look at this card, the Nine of Swords. My sister's back. Hold on. All right, somebody start the timer. Wait. Nope, she's not back. She disappeared again. Poor baby. Okay. Um, the scars of battle weighed heavily on you. You were close to power. You weren't a decision maker. Maybe a guard. But you didn't do a good job at it because you never progressed. You got into one mindset. This is what I am. This is what I do. And never progressed from there in that life. So battle and war were something that you knew and they claimed you. The fire that I'm seeing for you had to do with church. It was a church fire. A church was set ablaze and you were in it. Water. What were you like emotionally and spiritually? You could give two shits about spirituality. That just happened to be where you were when you passed. You understood battle. You understood necessity. You understood spirit as it was understood by the general public. You weren't a heathen by any means, but you weren't an extremely spiritual person in this life. I say that because I have the Hanged Man in reverse. I also have the Ten of Wands in reverse. In this instance, I'm seeing you did not carry the loads of your fellow man. It was just not something you cared about or cared to do. But you were really good at taking orders. You always wanted to be somebody who had more pull, more power, more adventure. But you were very rigid in your thinking, unable to grow. The common thread between that life and this. There it is. Hold on. What is the lesson that's carrying through that you need to learn? It's the two cards I pulled here are the Star in reverse and the Tower in reverse. The lesson that you need to learn is peace. Peace within yourself. Finally finding that peace. Hey, Robert. I think that war has carried through your lives. That forceful attitude. It's time to soften that up, because if you don't, the star is ruled by Aquarius, which is an air sign. The tower is ruled by Mars, which is a fire sign. If you don't learn this lesson, you have a habit of blowing up and blowing everything up around you. So the lesson you need to find here is one of inner peace and direction. And I think that is something you're nailing probably in this life. If you're watching Linda, then you're seeking out guidance. I've noticed that with people in your channel. I stalk your channel, Linda. Don't think I don't.
You're always welcome, Bobby. You don't have to stop. You can just
well, because a lot of the time I'll put you on while I'm cleaning around the house or something.
Oh yeah, I do that with people too. Making breakfast, cooking, yeah.
If you've been drawn to Linda, Viviani, Gerald, myself, Ramon, Selena, these type of people, it's because you need direction or are seeking direction, not necessarily need direction, but something within you is telling you something's missing, and you know to go to somebody like Linda who can point you in the right direction or give you a fuller picture of what you're dealing with. Okay, we don't provide answers, we give you insights. So at least I don't. That's what I have for you. What about
I don't
you?
have it either. Well, I don't know when I got cut off, but we're still reading for Aaron, right?
Yeah, you got cut off towards the beginning.
Oh, of course, of course. So what I saw for you, Aaron, was a life in Ireland at some point between 1750 and 1910. Can't tell. You're on a farm with your husband. You don't have children. You're in your 40s. You're a woman. You're in your 40s, and you know that children will not come at this point. I mean, it's clear. What you have done is you've taken nieces and nephews in, and because your husbands and your brothers and sisters have more kids than they can feed. So at different points, you've had up to 6 kids in your house with you that you fed and looked after, and they went on and grew up. And there are, I think, two children there now that look to be about 10 or 12. And you're coming to a stage in your life where your family is urging you to make a decision because you don't have any kids to leave the farm to. And by the way,
Bobby forgot to unmute himself. Okay. So, yeah, that's my kitty. That's Aria. That's my baby girl. I had a baby boy named Sebastian last year. He was a gift from my husband. Yeah, I saw that, Emily, at the last second. I was like, shit. Sebastian and I were like that. He was my familiar in training. And fortunately, he had bad kidneys. and didn't survive. So my husband went to get me a new kitty, and that was Cersei. And then every time we left, I felt so bad having, oh, she didn't make it. She didn't survive. Linda, I'm talking about. I went to bring her back on stage and she disappeared again. She's trying to reconnect Cody. So yeah, when Sebastian passed, I was heartbroken, and my husband hates seeing me like that. So he went to get her sister, and I wasn't thrilled with the idea of bringing somebody from the same litter that might have congenital defects, but that's Cersei, and she's been doing really good. She's smaller than she should be, but we take care of her and see that she's healthy. But we would leave her alone in the house when we'd go to his parents, because we can't take the cat with us. They have a big Belgian Malinois. So I went and got another kitty. Named them Cersei and Arya. My husband let me name Cersei. He just said, don't name her anything witchy. So I named her Cersei. He didn't know that Cersei was a disciple of Hecate, and I didn't tell him. Will it take this time? She's coming back. She's coming back. We have a winner. Hi.
Hi. Hi. Hello. Can you hear me? Oh, good. Phew. Okay.
Oh.
Can I finish? Please let me finish this. Okay.
Absolutely.
So this not having children is a big source of grief for both you and your husband, but it's something that you've been living with for like 40, or not 40 years, but like 20 years. And so you've come to accept it. You don't accept any shame for it, because you understand that that is just a circumstance of fortune, that this is God's will, if you want. So you feel no shame about yourself as a result of that, okay? You don't feel that you're wrong or at fault in any way. However, you and your husband are having to figure out what you're going to do about the farm, and you want to be fair. So you've decided that instead of leaving it to one of the nieces or nephews, which is, of course, kind of what everybody wants, that farm. Everybody wants to get your brothers and sisters-in-law and everybody, they want the farm. And you've decided that whoever dies first, the survivor, is going to sell the farm and divide the money up amongst, and I got the number, 22 nieces and nephews. Okay.
Whew.
And that's how you're going to do it. You're going to keep some money aside for whoever, for the survivor to live off of, and you're going to divide whatever you get from the sale of the farm amongst all of them, because you're tired of arguing with these people, because they're always on you about, well, have you decided what you're going to do with the farm? Okay, so that's what you've decided to do. That life is about acceptance. That life is about understanding that the circumstances of a life are not necessarily anything within your control. I mean, you don't control the country you're born in, you don't control the kind of body you have, you don't control your hair color, you don't control anything. Any fundamental thing like that about your life is all beyond your control. It's all the lottery of genetics and fortune and where and to whom you're born. So that was the spiritual lesson for you to learn in that lifetime. So everybody's saying good night. Yeah, it's like almost midnight in
I know we've
what I
been
got
on
for
for
you.
3 hours.
I know. Well, no, you've been on for 3 hours. I've only been on for 2.
2? Are
I
you
lost
still
track
in?
of how many times I got beaten. It must be like 7 or 8. Holy, I'm calling my provider tomorrow. Rogers, Shaw. You're going to hear from me tomorrow.
How funny. Um, I want to thank everybody for allowing us to read for you. Linda, you are
Yeah.
fantastic. I love reading
Oh,
with you.
God,
I
thank
really
you.
do.
I like meeting with you too. This is fun. I love your approach. It's really interesting.
Thank you. I do my
It's in,
past life readings, and anybody who would like to book a full session for a past life reading, my information is in the description box. I too take the approach of what is the lesson that can help me from the past into this life. That is my focus. And then the other type of past life reading I do is called advice from the ancestors, where if you need to talk to your father, I don't channel. Um, but it's a game of telephone. I get my ancestors to talk to your ancestors, and we get the answers we need. Ari, what are you doing? No, bad girl. Aria's new toy, my mini deck. Oh, there goes Linda. Um, I know that she probably will get upset at this, but I'm gonna go ahead and hang us up now because I really do have to go take care of my husband, you guys. So I want to thank everybody who's been here tonight. Make sure that if you are a subscriber to my channel, you subscribe to Linda's channel. If you, ow, you're biting me. If you're a subscriber to Linda's channel, please subscribe. She says, just say goodbye for me, Bobby. I'll do that, my love. Make sure you subscribe to both our channels. I'm about to hit 500. I'm very excited about it. It's a big goal for me. And make sure you tune in Thursday night for Behind the Moon. And I believe I've got other stuff coming. Oh, Monday, I will have Hector Salazar on my channel talking about Ma Kali. So if you are interested in finding out more of the goddess of time, then please tune in. Time is inevitable and gets to all of us. All right, you guys, I love you. I love you all, but I got to go eat. Bye.